The big story today is that breaking his silence on the police raid at Ramdev's congregation, the Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh said it was an unfortunate but unavoidable incident. But barely did he speak that the opposition hit out at him extremely strongly, questioning the logic of the midnight raid and questioning the Prime Minister's logic as well. The point is, should the Prime Minister have spoken out and defended the very brutal attack?
Brutal images of Saturday's midnight crackdown, still fresh in public memory. Now, for the first time, the Prime Minister breaking his silence, defending the midnight crackdown. He says, and I quote, "These matters are being looked into by law enforcement agencies. They should be allowed to work without fear or favor."
Rudy, the Congress party said last night that there are elements who have been defeated in the last election, communal elements, who are trying to disrupt the process of governance. This broadly, I think, what they understood. So they have made this a communalism versus corruption debate. I want your response to that and to what the Prime Minister said.
Well, the Prime Minister has made a remark which is, in fact, we are all aghast. The Prime Minister, whom we thought is a gentleman, would go to such extreme. And this is the most insensitive and inhuman remark which can ever be made by a Prime Minister. He said that they did not have an option. And it seems that the Prime Minister was the architect of this terror unleashed at midnight on the followers of Baba Ramdev. How can a Prime Minister condone the act which was unleashed by the police in Delhi at the middle of the night on children, on elders, on women? Can any government vindicate its position on this issue? It's appalling, it's ghastly, and we can never accept that the Prime Minister has fallen in grace completely. And we never expected the Prime Minister to condone such a barbaric act done at midnight. And when he says there was no solution, I'm amazed. We are talking about a democracy which has all the institutions possibly functional. If the Prime Minister was aware that this was a crowd which was quiet, this was a crowd which was disciplined, it was not a crowd which was armed, and we have questioned exactly that there is a government here at the center which allows Sahib Gilani to come and speak in the Kamani auditorium talking about India being broken into pieces, Jammu and Kashmir being liberated. Here we have Arundhati Roy in Delhi speaking under the nose of the government, talking about liberation of Jammu and Kashmir. They are not charged of sedition. But here are people who come to protest, and even if they had come to protest, what they may be, they were beaten up brutally, they were attacked in the middle of the night. Is this the government? This is the sensitivity of the Prime Minister? Is this how the Prime Minister of 1,000 million people behaves? This is the reaction of the Prime Minister? We are all appalled and we are shocked at what the Prime Minister, a Prime Minister who came on the manifesto of a common man, is all set to tramp a common man. And this is what the Prime Minister had to offer.
Okay, now let me get Manish's first response. By saying it's unfortunate, but he had no option. Like he also said earlier that, sometimes you have to compromise to run a coalition. Isn't the Prime Minister looking increasingly weak? Isn't he looking increasingly weak, Manish?
Well, allow me to first reciprocate the sentiments of Mr. Ram Jethmalani, for whom I have the highest respect, and Mr. Soni Sorabji, whom I hold in the highest regard. Coming to your question, Mr. Goswami, allow me to clearly point out that, it is most unfortunate when you have to use force on your own citizens. But let's understand very clearly that there is a difference between strategy and tactics. Once the government had taken a call that yes, we will not allow disruption and destabilization to take place, we will not allow this democracy to be converted into a mobocracy. Ultimately, how the police goes and implements a particular decision, is really an operational call, which is really an operational call which is taken by the concerned police officers. Unfortunately, you possibly had the experience of covering political movements, and the police in our country, does not really discriminate between Congress, BJP or anybody else. I remember way back in 1981, I was a victim of their tender mercies, and I still carry those marks on my back, 30 years down the line. And my friend Mr. Rajiv Pratap Rudy, who was with me in college, would remember that incident very well. So unfortunately, these are the instrumentalities of the Indian state which are there at the disposal of the government. Whether the police is badly trained, whether disproportionate force was used, whether there was provocation, these are all questions which the police will answer now that the Supreme Court has taken suo moto cognizance. And allow me to again reiterate that no government, allow me to complete. You said you'll give me time to complete. You gave Mr. Rudy time uninterrupted, to carry on with his diatribe. Allow me to very clearly point out that it is never comfortable, or it is never something which a government does voluntarily, that it uses force on its own citizens. But again, the red lines need to be drawn very clearly.
Okay, we're getting responses.
Cannot allow democracy to be hijacked. You cannot allow people, who have lost an election, put up these fronts and try and completely disrupt and destabilize the country. Unfortunately, that is not the way nations are run.
Now you must, Manish, point is, you may have panic.
I defer to you, my dear friend.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm much obliged. My point is this, Manish. You don't often defer, hence I'm extremely obliged, actually. But the point here is this: you may have got into political panic for a simple question. You're saying mobocracy. Where's the mob? Where's the mob? Where was the mob? You're imagining a mob.
A sleeping bunch of people.
Yes, Mr. Jethmalani? You saw a mob?
Allow me to...
One minute, Mr. Jethmalani, someone you have high esteem for.
Who were peacefully sleeping
I am
and
deferring to everybody today.
And you get them out of their sleep